Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the NBA games for Friday, June 11th, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of each game. It's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking these games, you'll have to join my Patreon. My picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We have game three for the Hawks and the 76ers. And then we have game three for the Suns and the Nuggets. On this side of my screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian and Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers, the away team up top here, which is the Sixers, their coach's record, their season postseason record, all-time postseason record. In the middle here is the head-to-head between the two. And then at the bottom is the home team, their season record, their coach's record, their postseason, their season post record. And then up top here is some information on the series. It's game three. It's either going to go 2-1, 1-2. It's tied. 53rd NBA playoff game. And the next game, game four for these guys, is the 58th playoff game. So the Sixers versus the Hawks come in tied 1-1. First thing that I kind of noticed here was today has 58 date numerology on the Gregorian. 58 sums to 47. It's also a day leaving 203 left. Hawks can get their 47th win for the season as they sit on 203 all-time head-to-head losses against the Sixers. The Sixers can get their 222nd all-time postseason loss today with 22 date numerology as well. And 38 date numerology. Hawks coach can become 23-38 for a postseason record. He would sit on that 38, get his 23rd win. 23 sums to 163, the 38th prime number. It is the 53rd game for the NBA playoffs. 53 is the 16th prime number. 16 sums to 33. And Hawks can continue to sit on 33 losses for the season as they even the score 3-3 head-to-head against the Sixers for the overall season with the win. And the Hawks and the Sixers, they would become 7-3 or 3-7 head-to-head against each other post-season. 37 is the 12th prime number. 73 is the 21st prime number. And like I said, whoever wins makes the series go 2-1, 1-2. So maybe the Hawks do it and they get that 3-7, 7-3. And then Sixers would sit on 21 road wins with the loss as the Hawks become 2-1 like 21, as they fall and become 7-3 like 21, the 21st prime. On the flip side, though, for the Sixers, if they were going to win, this is the 10th postseason head-to-head matchup. Sixers could get their 55th win for the season. 55 is the 10th triangular number. It's the 39th away game for the Sixers. It's the 39th home game for the Hawks. The Hawks coach, he can get his 39th postseason loss for his career. And he would sit on 22 wins with the loss on a day with 22 date numerology as the Sixers get their 22nd road win. And, you know, for the Sixers, their coach, he's just one win away from his 1,089th. And 1,089 has a square root of 33. So 33 times 33 sums to 1,089. And I mentioned before that this is the 53rd game. 53 is the 16th prime, and 16 sums to 33. So maybe that's where the 33 connection goes in at. Also, it's the first day of the 10th month on the Hebrew civil, like 110. And the Hawks could get their 34th loss for this season. 34 sums to 110. It also sums to 160. And that's why I have 160 here highlighted. They can get their 34th loss as they sit on 160 postseason wins with the loss. 34 sums to 160. 34 sums to 110. It being the first day of the 10th month. Sixers can get their 55th win, the 10th triangular. So that would be both sides for that game. Hopefully this helps. Actually, let's look ahead really quick. So game 4 would be played on Monday, the 14th. Game 4 on Monday, the 14th. So here's Monday, the 14th. This is game 4. Some things that I could note right now. It's the 4th day of the 4th month on this day, the 44th, or written 4-4. And Hawks, if they lose, they can continue to sit on 193 all-time head-to-head wins against the Sixers. 193 is the 44th prime. Assuming they lose game 3, they would go into game 4 on the 4th day of the 4th month, 4-4, potentially. Sitting on that 193, the 44th prime. 93, 165, 200, 41 the 13th prime, 61 the 18th prime. I guess the only thing that kind of jumped out at me was the 44 for game 4. Looking ahead. 204, 262. Yeah, that's about it for right now. Alright, I was thinking I might have seen something, but I guess not. I'll have to continue to look these over. But hopefully this helps for this game. At least give you some ideas, some numbers to kind of poke at. For the Suns and the Nuggets, I spoke about this in every single Suns pick preview video since Game 5 of the Lakers series, one Suns versus Lakers. Western Conference sums to 192 and 267. The Suns coach could finally potentially become 267, 291 for a record. 291 is just an anagram of 192. 267, get his 267th win. Western Conference, 267. It would be his 558th all-time game. Suns can get their 58th win as they continue that pattern. You know, in his 553rd, they got their 53rd win. In his 554th, they got their 54th win. In his 555th, they got their 55th win. In his 557th, they got this, or 556th, they got their 56th win. 557th, got their 57th win. 558th, they can get their 58th win. It also has 58 date numerology on the Gregorian. It is the 81st game for the Suns, 81st game for the Nuggets. Nuggets can continue to sit on 81 postseason wins with a loss. They can get their coach can get his 22nd postseason loss all time on a day with 22 date numerology. It's a day leaving 87 left on the Hebrew Civil. Nuggets can continue to sit on 87 all-time head-to-head wins against the Suns. But this could be a stopper for the Suns. It's the 266th day for the Hebrew Civil. And the Suns coach comes into this 266 wins. So maybe he doesn't become the Western Conference Gematria, which is 267 and 192. Maybe he just sits on that 266 on the 266th day. But it is a day with 143 date numerology on the Hebrew religious. And Suns could sit on 143 postseason losses with a win. Suns, if they were to lose this game, game 4 for this series is the 57th NBA playoff game. So if Suns lose this game and sit on 57 wins, I would imagine that's probably why they want them to have 57 wins heading into game 4 between these two, which just so happens to be the 57th game of the NBA playoffs. And if we look ahead, Suns are playing on Sunday the 13th. Game 4. That's the 14th. So game 4 is on the 268th day of the Hebrew Civil. If the Suns coach does become 267, 291, like Western Conference, I would set him up to get his 268th on the 268th day of the Hebrew Civil. Unfortunately, it's a day with 40 date numerology, and I say unfortunately because then the Suns, it's unfortunate for the Nuggets because then the Suns would sweep 4-0 head to head against the Nuggets. So Nuggets would not like that. The only thing that would stop this would be, like I said, the 266 on the 266th day, and then he would get his 292nd loss all time. And Game 4 not only is played on a day with 268, or the 268th day, but it's also a day leaving 292 left in the Hebrew religious. So even if the Suns coach does come into this day 267, 291, there's no guarantee that he'd get his 268. He could just as easily get his 292, or even worse off for the Suns, he can actually come into this game sitting on 292, which means Suns would have lost game 3 here in this game. What else? Another thing for if the Nuggets were to win game 3, it would be because game 4 has 60 date numerology, and they would even the score 3 and 3 head to head against the Suns, like 33. And 33 sums to 60. And Nuggets sums to 33. So there's a connection there between the number 33 and Nuggets, and potentially game 4 with 60 date numerology. And I think that would save the Nuggets in that scenario. And if the Suns do lose this game, they'd be sitting on that 57 heading into game 4, the 57th game, a day with 292 left. Coach would come in 292. So those wouldn't look good for the Suns. But outside of that, what else we got? Let's go back to the 11th. It'll be the Suns' 40th away game, Nuggets' 40th home game. 40 sums to 30. And actually 40 sums to 30 and 51. And Nuggets could become 51-30 for a season record with a loss. And then game 4 has 40 date numerology, so it makes sense if they win in 51-30 heading in. Also, the number 81, it being their 81st game, sums to 135. And 51-30 or 513 is just an anagram of 135. But for the Suns, you know, the 139, if they lose game 3, if they lose game 3, they would sit on 139 postseason wins with a loss. 139 is the 34th prime number, and game 4 is the 3rd day of the 4th month on the Hebrew religious, like 34. It would also set the Suns up to potentially get their 145th postseason loss, because they'd be 139, 144 heading into game 4 on the 3rd day of the 4th month, which 139 is the 34th prime, but it's also a day with 145 date numerology. And so there'd be 139, 144, where they could potentially get their 145th. So there are numbers here for the Suns to lose game 3 and game 4. And 57 would be one of them as well. That 57, they would just sit on 57 on the road. And then you have that 292, 266. They can sit on that, or he can sit on that, the coach. But there's also numbers for the Suns to win. They can just continue that pattern, 558, get their 58th win. 58 date numerology. All right, well, hopefully this helps. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast. And hopefully there's some things that you guys can get some information from here and pull some nuggets from, and I don't know, win your picks, win all the money that you possibly want. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the support. Thanks.